So we shall discuss over here basic accounting terms. So one must know the basic accounting terms so that it won't interrupt your. So if you are thorough with these basic accounting terms, you can easily solve the problems. So one should know all these accounting terms. I shall explain you in all these accounting terms in details with some examples as well. The understanding of the subject becomes easy when one has the knowledge of few important terms of accounting. Some of them are explained below. So first one is transactions. So what is transactions? Transactions are those activities of a business which involve transfer of money or goods or service between two persons or two accounts. For example, so when you are purchasing goods, say from X, so what happens there? So you are purchasing goods, and what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to pay money for them, right? Simultaneously, sale of goods. When you sell goods to someone, that person is supposed to pay us. So when we purchase goods, we are supposed to pay. In case when we sell goods, we are supposed to receive the money. So here money is very much important. So every transaction should have some monetary value. So borrowing from bank. So in case if you borrow some money loan from bank, so even it involves monetary. Lending of money from say for lending from some other person, like lending of money from X or Y, whatever it is. So salaries paid to the employees, rent paid, office rent paid, I can say, commission received and dividend received. So transactions are two types. So namely cash and credit transactions. So here we have discussed what is transaction. Now let us discuss what is cash transactions and credit transactions. So cash transaction. Cash transaction is where cash receipt or payment is involved in this transactions. So in a transaction, if you find a cash, it is said to be a cash transaction. Let us forget whether it is a payment transaction or receipt transaction. Let us focus whether it is a cash transaction. For example, when Ram buys goods from Kanan, paying the price of the goods by cash immediately, it is said to be a cash transaction. Okay, buys goods. So buying is nothing but purchasing. In the last term we have a transaction. So purchase of goods. Here Ram is purchasing goods from Kanan, right? So when Ram is purchasing the goods from Kanan, so Ram is supposed to pay to Kanan. Say here in this example, amount is not mentioned, but amount is to be paid in cash. So this is said to be a cash transaction. The next, coming to a credit transaction. Credit transaction is one where cash is not involved immediately but will be paid or received later. In above example, if Ram does not pay cash immediately but promises to pay later, it is a credit transaction. Okay, if Ram does not pay, you can understand, right? So this is said to be a credit transaction. Next term, accounting term, is person. A person who owns a business is called its proprietor. He contributes capital to the business with an intention of earning profits. So proprietor is the one who main motto is to earn profits. That's capital. So what is capital? Capital, it is the amount invested by the proprietor in the business. This amount is increased by the amount of profit earned and the amount of additional capital introduced. It is decreased by the amount of losses incurred and the amounts withdrawn. For example, if Mr. Mishra starts business with 5 lakhs, his capital would be 5 lakhs. Okay, you can understand. So capital, say for example, if I want to start a business with rupees 10 lakhs, so how much I am bringing into the business is 10 lakhs. So it has some monetary value. So it is said to be a transaction, right? Next, what are assets? Assets are the properties of every description belonging to the business. For example, cash in hand is an asset. Plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, bank balance, debtors, bills receivable, stock of goods, investments, goodwill are examples of assets. Assets can be classified into tangible and intangible. let us see what are tangible assets and what are intangible assets. So coming to tangible assets, these assets are those having physical existence. It can be seen and touched, for example, plant and machinery, cash, furniture and fittings, debtors. So all these are tangible assets which can be seen and touched. So intangible assets. What are intangible assets? Intangible assets are those assets having no physical existence. But their possession gives rise to some rights and benefits to the owner. It cannot be seen or touched. For example, goodwill, patents, trademarks are some of the examples of intangible assets. And next important term is liabilities. So what are liabilities? Liabilities refers to the financial obligation of the business. These donate the amounts which a business owes to others. Loan from bank. If you take a loan from bank, so you are supposed to make the payment either in installments or loan taken from other person. So all these constitute liabilities. Creditors for goods supplied. For goods supplied in case A purchased goods from B for rupees 10,000 on credit. So for A, B is said to be a creditor. Why? Because A is purchasing goods from B and A is supposed to pay 10,000 in future. So till that time, this 10,000 shall be shown in the liabilities side of the balance sheet as creditor. That is, liability side of balance sheet as creditor. Why? Creditor is nothing but amount has to be paid to him. So A has purchased goods from A. So A is supposed to make the payment to B. A has not made the payment, so that is the reason B as a creditor shall appear in the liability side of the balance sheet. It is the amount of cash or value of goods withdrawn from the business by the proprietor for his personal use. It is deducted from the capital. So in the balance sheet, when we prepare balance sheet, in case proprietor withdraws some amount of cash, or if he takes the goods which he has purchased, that is to be deducted from his capital. So next term is debtors. A person, individual or firm who receives a benefit without giving money or money's worth immediately but liable to pay in future or in due course of time is a debtor. The debtors are shown as an asset side of balance sheet. For example, Mr. Arul bought goods on credit from Mr. Babu for rupees 10,000. Mr. Arul is a debtor to Mr. Balu till he pays the value of goods. For better understanding, so when A is selling goods to B, B is supposed to pay rupees 20,000 to A, right? So in the books of A, B is shown as a debtor. B is shown because debtors are an asset, whereas creditors are the liabilities. So B is said to be a debtor to A. Why? A has sold goods to B. So B is supposed to pay 20,000. Now the term comes creditor. I have already explained you what is creditor. So again I shall again explain you what is creditor. Let us first discuss what is given over here. Creditors. A person who gives benefit without receiving money or money's worth immediately but to claim in future is a creditor. The creditors are shown as a liability in balance sheet. Now, for example, Mr. Bob is creditor to Mr. Arul till he receives the value of goods. So in the last term, we have read about debtors. Debtors are nothing but the person from whom we receive the money. Creditors are nothing but to whom the money is to be paid. Say for example, so when X is purchasing goods from Y, right? So then X is supposed to pay to Y. How much? 50,000. That is on credit. So when we are preparing the books of X, so we shall show Y as a creditor in the books of X. Why? Because X is supposed to be 50,000 to Y. So Y is mentioned as creditor in the liabilities side of balance sheet. I have already explained you about this in the liabilities term. So purchases refers to the amount of goods bought by a business for resale or for use in the production. Goods purchased for cash are called cash purchases. If it is purchased on credit, it is called credit purchases. Total purchases include both cash and credit purchases. So here, creditors are related to purchases. When you purchase goods from Mr. A, so Mr. A is said to be a creditor. Next one is purchase return and return offers. When goods are returned to supplier due to defective quality or not as per the terms of purchase, it is called purchase return. To find net purchases, purchase return is deducted from total purchases. So if we have purchases and purchase return has to be deducted from purchases. Next term is sales. So sales refers to the amount of goods sold that are already bought or manufactured by the business. When goods are sold for cash, they are cash sales. But if goods are sold and payment is not received at the time of sale, it is credit sale. Total sales includes both cash and credit sales. So similarly, if you see in the purchase, total purchase include both cash purchases and credit purchases. In the sales, the total sales includes both cash sales and credit sales. Next, sales return and return in goods. When goods are returned from the customer due to defective quality or not as per the terms of sale, it is called sales return or return in goods. To find out net sales return is deducted from total sales. Similarly, if you see purchase return is deducted from the total purchase, and sales return is deducted from total sales. And here I want to explain you what are debtors. So when will be debtors come into picture? So when we make credit sales, debtors comes into picture when they are credit sales. So these are interrelated. When you make credit sales to a customer, that customer is said to be a debtor. Okay. When you purchase something on credit, say from X, he is said to be a creditor. So when does this term come? So creditors are related to purchases. You can see it is, if we purchase on credit, it is called as credit purchases. So whatever we purchase on credit from any person, he is said to be a creditor. In case if we sell goods on credit to some customer, those customers are get together called debtors. Okay. So debtors are shown in the asset side of balance sheet, whereas coming to creditors are shown in the liability side of balance sheet. Now let us discuss what is stock. Stock includes goods unsold on a particular date. Stock may be opening or closing stock. The term opening stock means goods unsold in the beginning of the accounting period, whereas the term closing stock includes goods unsold at the end of the accounting period. For example, if 4,000 units purchased at rate 20 per unit remain unsold, the closing stock is rupees 4,000 into 20. How much? 80,000. So the closing stock value is 80,000. This will be the opening stock for subsequent year. Revenue. So what is revenue? Revenue means the amount receivable or realized from sale of goods and earnings from interest, dividend and commission. So income, generally a business can generate income from sale of goods, earning from interest which we get from fixed deposits, so dividends in case of invest in shares, commission, etc. Expenses. So what is an expense? It is an amount spent in order to produce and sell the goods and services. For example, purchase of raw material. So when we purchase a raw material, we are supposed to pay the amount, right? So it is said to be an expenses. Payment of salaries. We are supposed to make the payment to the employees, right? Wages, etc. So what is income? Income is the difference between revenue and expenses. So let us discuss this in the upcoming videos. So we account voucher I have already discussed about it. What is an invoice? Invoice is a business document which is prepared when one sells goods to another. The statement is prepared by the seller of the goods. It contains the information relating to the name and address of the seller and the buyer, the date of sale, and the clear description of goods with quantity and price. So here every business has to issue an invoice as and when they are selling goods to another. Receipt. So receipt is an acknowledgement for cash receipt. Receipts form the basis for entries in cash book. So it's just a acknowledgement for which we receive cash. So what is account? Account is a summary of relevant business transactions at one place relating to a person, asset, expenses, or revenue named in the heading. An account is brief history of financial transaction of particular person or item. An account has two sides called debit side and credit side. So we shall discuss what is debit side and what is credit side later.